Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk about, an episode I've been putting out for long. For you that are out there in other areas in other states, this is not pertaining to you, but for you South Floridians and Miami-Dade County residents, this is what I'm talking about. We are going to be talking about the Better Bus Network, often referred to me as the Better Bus BS. And if you don't know what BS means, Better Bus bullshit. I always say it, but I try to keep my explicit language to minimum on this show because we do also have people who don't appreciate, that foul language or explicit language or cussing, you should say. But I call it the Better Bus BS, which is also the Better Bus bullshit, but it is known as the Better Bus Network. For those of you that don't know this network or from other areas in other states that are trying to figure out what is the Better Bus Network, I'm going to tell you what it is right now. The Better Bus Network is I want to say organization, or it is type of organization or company that launched in 2023. It first started in June and July of 2023 with a soft opening, and then in November of 2023, it ended up launching a Miami-Dade county-wide launch where it was supposed to improve bus service, which was to create better connections for passengers, make better, bus service, and also, create a more reliable transportation system. Now, I knew that it was coming because there was talks about it for many years. I didn't think that it was going to be until like another 5 to 10 years from now, but it ended up happening, and it has caused a lot of chaos for these Miami-Dade County residents and South Floridians because now has caused chaos. Let me tell you what happened with the Better Bus Network. 50% of the routes got changed, whether they got discontinued, meaning there was no longer route service, whether they got merged with other routes into making these routes longer, whether it got shortened because when you merge routes, that means either one route got shorter, another route got discontinued and joined with that route, or altogether both, or whatever, where they had a route discontinued, they joined into another route, and it changed route things, and it for a lot of people, they don't like it. Me myself, I'm going to tell you my opinion about it in a little bit, and to a lot of people, they like it only because there are good and bad things about it. There are good things and bad about it, and I have seen a lot of comments throughout social media on posts because I do follow Miami-Dade Transit, which is now called Miami-Dade Department of Transportation and Public Works, which throughout the run of the Better Bus Network, which I told you started in 2023, has made different changes to some of the services because people have been complaining, and people have been, I complained one time, and I didn't actually complain, but I actually called because there was a situation that occurred where it was a situation where I had to go to an appointment, and it was an appointment, and I was taking one of the buses, and the bus was forever taking long. So what I ended up doing was I had to take a rideshare program, and upon taking the rideshare program, I ended up getting to my appointment late, and I missed my appointment. And at the same time, I had to reschedule my appointment. Probably was the next day of sorts. And once again, I believe I had to do the same thing. I had to take a rideshare program to my appointment. And upon leaving my appointment, I decided to take the bus back. I waited almost over an hour plus 2 hours, and this was rush hour. And during rush hour, buses run like every 5 to 10 minutes on certain routes, every 15 minutes, depending on the route and stuff like that. And I called the transit customer service number, and it was like, there was buses, and I was going on the south end. I was going south, and there was like 5, 6 buses going north. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Buses going north. There's no buses coming south. So he was like, "Oh, all the buses going north are over an hour late." So I'm sitting up here like, "Are you serious?" Now during rush hour, that's when a lot of the rideshare programs, their prices go a little bit up because they're more in demand during rush hour. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay, rush hour prices to go home. So, zoom, zoom, zoom. And when the buses started coming, I had to catch the third bus because the first 2 buses were so packed it couldn't get nobody on the bus. So the third bus had a little bit of leverage, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And the guy was like, yeah. And I had to sit on the conversation, even though we was on the phone for a minute. He tried to rush me out the phone because with customer service agents, they have a time limit on the phone. So I understood, and I was like, this is ridiculous. A lot of buses, especially max buses. If you don't know what max means, max down here in Miami means limited stop, which was buses that have limited stop service on certain streets, like streets that have high traffic of riders. They put a regular route which stops at every stop, and then they put a max which stops at every stop that has a connecting bus route. And some of the max buses got eliminated, and the street that I was on to get my appointment, the max bus had got eliminated, and now everybody have to take the regular bus, And most of the max they ran before the Better Bus Network, they ran all day, only on weekdays. And some of the max buses, especially the one that I on the street that I was riding, that only ran during rush hour traffic. But they had limited stops, and then it relieved some of the crowding for the regular bus. So, and then it made people get to their locations faster. And I was like, you eliminated the max bus, and now you're making the regular local route, because they call them max and then they call the other one local. You made the local route more crowded, and now every day that bus is crowded, and I don't like riding it whatsoever. And then not only that, you discontinued a lot of routes that go into key areas and routes that, even though they didn't have a lot of riders, but it was a bus service that was really needed. And then you discontinued a lot of services that was very needed. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of bus services that I used to ride that in reality was good to me, but there was a lot of they was trying to make it to where they was trying to be cost efficient. Like, okay, I'm going to give you a couple of routes. For you, the South Florida, for you that are in other states, you don't have to worry about this. But if you live in Miami, several routes like route number 42. Down here, there was a route called route number 42, which got you all the way from the city of Opelika, which is in the northern end of Miami-Dade County. It started its route at the Opelika Tri-Rail station. I'm going to probably do a video later on to show you the station. And it traveled along Northwest 42nd Avenue, which is also Lejeune Road, and it went all the way down to the Douglas Road station, which is near the Coconut Grove area. The bus got eliminated due to the fact that, and there was no replacement for the bus. Eventually, they replaced it because the bus went along Lejeune Road, and Lejeune Road, it made a stop at the airport, and now it made a stop at the Miami Intermodal Center, which is the Metro Rail station that I did a video of earlier last year. If you go back and look at it, it stopped there, and then it continued this journey on down to Douglas Road Station, which is in Coconut Grove, and it used to go into Coconut Grove at one point, but years passed by. They started changing routes and stuff like that. But we're not gonna get into that. We're talking about the Better Bus Network, and they eliminated the bus route, and it was like that was one of the key bus services because it went by one of the hot spots in South Florida, which we'll do a video of. Dope like I had flea market. It went to a lot of areas, and it got eliminated. And then after it got eliminated, I guess a lot of people started complaining about it. What they ended up doing was creating a smaller service called MetroLink. Now, MetroLink is a service, is a van or a minibus service that is provided in areas where bus service has got eliminated. One thing they do provide is there's also a thing called Metro Connect. Now, Metro Connect is not associated with the Better Bus Network because Metro Connect started way before the Better Bus Network. Metro Connect is door service where they pick you up from your door, something like Uber or Lyft. But with this, it's door service that gets you to areas where, like, say for instance, you stay in an area where public transportation is unavailable, or you don't have like public transportation by you. They come and pick you up and they take you to an area or drop you off where you can get to accessible transportation, whether it's the Metro Rail or a county bus, city bus, or whatever, stuff like that. So that's what it is. But MetroLink is a new minibus or a van service. I wrote the van, and I'm going to probably show you the van in the video. I'm trying to get a video later on today and do it. It's a van service, a bus service where it goes to a certain routes it goes down certain areas that got eliminated. And they created this for the 42. It's called the MetroLink Lejeune, which is Lejeune Road, which is the street of Northwest 42nd Avenue. But the van only travels from Opelika Travel Station to the Miami Intermodal Center, which is the Miami International Airport Metro Rail Station. And it doesn't continue down to Douglas Road, and the bus only runs weekdays, and it only runs every hour. And I'm like, like, I've seen people ride it. I rode it once. I've also rode the other one that will be being discontinued, because there's several of them. There's a MetroLink Opelika. Let me go on there. I'm gonna go down the list. I have the Miami-Dade app on my phone, and there's several of these MetroLinks, and I'm going to go down each one of them. Let me go to the routes, and I'm going to give y'all key information. There is, MetroLink Killian Parkway. That is the one that replaced the 104 because it connects you from Dadeland North Metro Rail Station, and the Metro Killian it starts at Dadeland North Metro Rail Station, and it runs all the way to Miami-Dade College Kendall campus, but it replaced the route of portions of the 104 route, because the 104 route, the portions of the route got realigned and changed to a different area, and that route will be eliminated come the end of this month, because it's the beginning of March, and that route will be eliminated come the end of this month, and they will be replacing it with 104, because 104 route has a 104 and a 104A, and from my understanding, they will be replacing that route, the MetroLink Killian, which they should have never got rid of the route over there, because over there the route serves Miami Killian High School, and that's one of the reasons why the route is over there, because the students from Miami Killian, it goes down that one of the streets. MetroLink Lejeune, that's MetroLink Killian Parkway, by the way. MetroLink Lejeune, that's the one I was just talking about, where it runs from the Opelika Travel Station to the, Miami Intermodal Center, MIC, which replaced the 42. The MetroLink Nomi West. Now the Metrolink Nomi West, that replaced, in a way, two routes. And one of the routes got merged with another route. So it kind of enhances three routes because, number one, it connects the 22 bus route to the 17. Because remember, the 22 route was a route that went to Coconut Grove to 163rd Street Mall. The route got shortened to only serve Coconut Grove Metro Station to Miami-Dade College North Campus. And the 17, which is another route, got extended to serve 163rd Street Shopping Center, but only to the mall. It didn't continue along the route of the 22. So, and the 22 runs down 22nd Avenue. So there's a portion of the route from 22nd Avenue to north, from 119th to 127th Street, which is like maybe 10, like a couple of blocks, that is not covered by bus service. So the Metrolink Nomi West covers that portion of the bus, because that will connect you from the 22 to the 17. Also, the bus route that was formerly known as the G ran down that area, and the G used to run down 119th Street. The G used to run down 125th Street. And the G merged with a bus called Bus 19. Bus 19 was a bus service that ran from Miami-Dade College all the way to 163rd Street Mall along 119th Street. The G bus route, which is now called the 125, was a bus service that ran from Miami-Dade College all the way to Miami Beach on the north end in the Surfside area. And that bus merged with the 19 bus, and portions of the bus serves 119th Street all the way to West Dixie Highway, and then from West Dixie Highway it merges onto 125th. So portions of the route serve the 119, the 19 bus, which was go down 119th, and then when it gets to West Dixie Highway, it merges on to continue to do the G route, which is on 125th. So the portion of the G route on 125th from Northeast 6th Avenue to North Miami all the way down to its original route going west, there is no bus service. So they created the Nomi West, which is the little mini bus service that rides down the discontinued portion of the G. The Metrolink North Miami, it is a minibus or a van service that picks up the discontinued route of Route 6. It serves 163rd Street Mall, and it goes down the portions of the Route 16 and also the Route 10. Those buses got eliminated during the Better Bus Network. So the Route 16 and Route 10, and it shows portions of the route. It goes from 163rd Street Mall, and it goes down to the North Miami area, because 163rd Street Mall is North Miami Beach, the city of North Miami Beach, and then it goes down to the city of North Miami. There's two different cities. Metrolink, and the last one finally is Metrolink Opelika. Now Metrolink Opelika will be discontinued earlier, will be discontinued later on towards the end of the month too. But Metrolink Opelika is a service. This one is it connects with the Metrolink Lejeune. It travels from the Opelika Tri-Rail Station all the way to Main Street Miami Lakes. If you've ever seen my video when I did of Main Street Miami Lakes, I did a video and I did do talk about the Metrolink Opelika, and I did ride that service when I did do that video. I rode the service from Opelika over to Main Street Miami Lakes, and I did ride that and took that service. Now that replaced the 135. The only thing about it, the 135 did not go all the way to Main Street Miami Lakes. Metrolink covered certain. Metrolink Opelika only covered where, because the 135 used to travel along 135th Street all the way down to the Miami Lakes area, and eventually it turned into 138, and it traveled all the way down to the Miami Lakes area. That bus service, that little, and that's a minivan, and I guess because of low, and not too many people ride it. When I was in high school, it was the Route E, which is bus Route E, and that bus traveled from Miami Lakes all the way to Aventura Mall. And I used to ride it because I remember I graduated from Highland Miami Lakes Senior High School, and I stayed in Opelika, and that was the only bus that the kids used to take to go home and stuff like that. And the E was the route. And then, like 20 plus years ago, they realigned a lot of the bus service, and they made the 135, which at that time was a 28. They made it the 135, and they extended it and called it the 135A. And then when the 135, they shortened the route. They ended up, because they went to FIU, and they had two legs. They had the 135 and the 135A. The 135 was the original route from FIU Biscayne Bay campus to Hialeah, and then they had the 135A, which is a weekday service from FIU Biscayne Bay campus to Miami Lakes. And they eliminated both routes, and they ended the route, and now the route still exists. It's called the 135, but it only serves FIU Biscayne Bay campus all the way to the Opelika Tri-Rail station. From there, you get off and you can jump on the Metrolink Opelika, and which is the one that travels all the way to Miami Lakes. But but portions of the Miami Lakes route does not exist. You'll have to get off and catch another bus or end up walking, because the 135 never went to Main Street. It just went certain, to the Miami Lakes Business Park. Now, a lot of these buses and a lot of these routes that got created because a lot of people have called and complained and demand of service. And throughout its time, since the beginning in 2023, a lot of the service has been, changed, and a lot of these services, and they're doing another service change towards the end of the month. I told you the Miami Killian Metrolink and the Opelika Metrolink are being discontinued, and I guess that's because of, I know the Metro Killian link is being merged with and returning back to the 104 because they probably get a lot of service, and they're, realigning the service. And the Killian, the Metrolink Opelika is probably being discontinued because they don't have a lot of riders that ride it. And this Better Bus Network, what it did overall, a lot of these bus routes extended their services till midnight, because there were a lot of buses that used to stop at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And, some main buses, they have 24-hour bus service only on certain routes. There's like 5 or 6 routes that does 24-hour service, and they, like the regular routes, the regular main routes, they used to stop like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and some stopped at 12. Now with the Better Bus Network, they extend the hours on a lot of these bus routes. Like there are bus routes that I would never thought that would be, the last bus is at midnight, the last bus is at midnight, and then they get to its final destination at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of these bus routes that extended their bus services, and that I agree on, because now it makes it more convenient for people, because like in certain areas it is hard for people to get transportation. Like there is no bus service overnight, and there is no late night bus service to like Miami Lakes or Hialeah. There's bus service to the beach 24/7. There's bus service down south, but in certain areas of down south, whether you're going in Perrine or Goose or, Kendall or South Miami or wherever you're going, Naranja, Pinecrest, wherever you're going, there's no late night service. There's 24-hour service to go down south, because there's a bus that travels from Dadeland South Metro Station all the way to Florida City, but it travels, the busway, which is the Miami-Dade Transit, a street that's designated for buses, and from there you'll have to, get off and walk. But there are other buses that go within neighborhood and neighboring areas, like if you stay in those neighboring areas, there's buses that go through these areas, so you won't have to walk far. But after a certain time, you don't have bus service, so a lot of these buses got extended to like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night to say, hey, we want you to have reliable bus service, because not not everybody works a 9 to 5. Not everybody works regular working 9 to 5. So you have people that work 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then they have to get off, and then they use public transportation. By the time they get off of work, they gotta catch the train or catch the bus and stuff like that. And they don't have bus service in their area at a certain time, so they have to catch the closest bus and have to walk 20. I used to have people that were at my job, and they used to say, "Oh, I stayed in Homestead, and I used to walk 20 minutes every time I got off the bus to get home." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if I gotta walk 20 minutes every night I get off of work, I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous, and stuff like that." And it's a thing. So a lot of the stuff that the Better Bus Network did, it created good things, but there are some things that it didn't create bad. If you want to know more about the Better Bus Network, you can check it out online. You can also go to the Miami-Dade Transit website, but you can check out the Better Bus Network online. To me, it's garbage, because only thing that I say I like about it is the fact that there are bus service. Some of the bus routes do run later than usual, so it'll give more people more service at late night. Like, some buses that used to end at 10 o'clock, now they end at midnight, will give you 2 more hours of, time of getting home. Some buses that used to leave at end at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, now they extend it to 9, 10 o'clock at night. I know some bus service that used to end at 8 o'clock, and now they end at 12 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what? And there was one service that I knew. There was a bus called Bus 35, and it ran from Florida City, which is the last city in Miami. I did a video on it. Go back and look at it. And it ran all the way to Miami-Dade College Kendall campus. And it ran, through the neighborhoods of, Cutler Bay, and stuff like that. And with the Better Bus Network, it got shortened. It runs from Florida City all the way to Southland Mall, which is in Cutler Bay. The Route 71, which ran from Dolphin Mall all the way to Miami-Dade College Kendall campus, it was a small bus, a mini bus service. The bus got extended, and it merged with the portions of the 35 route, and it ended up going from Miami-Dade, from Dolphin Mall all the way to Southland Mall. And when it reaches Miami, it went from the regular 71 route all the way from Dolphin Mall to Miami-Dade Kendall campus, and then it merged with the 35 and continued the route through the portion of the 35 route that got discontinued all the way to Southland Mall, and then you'll have to connect to a 35 if you was going further down. Now, I took that bus one day, and that was a reliable source because 2 years ago, I ended up going to the youth fair with my nephew, and we ended up going to the Arcade Odyssey. If I did a video on Arcade Odyssey, go check out my hotspots in South Florida, Arcade Odyssey. And the 71, which was now renamed 701, it ended up going by Arcade Odyssey and going by the fair. But if I was to do both before Better Bus Network, I would have had to take the 35, get off at Miami-Dade College, jump on the 71, and then 71 to take me to Miami-Dade County Fair. It took me to Arcade Odyssey, and then I ended up going straight to the Miami-Dade County Fair without having to transfer. So that's another good thing about it, but there are some BS about it. But if you want to know more about it, check out the Better Bus Network online and check them out. You can also... I found out about it through Wikipedia. Let me know your comments about it. What you think about it? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you like the service? Do you don't like the service? I don't like it personally. I give it a 5 because, like I said, there are some good things about it. Like some bus routes, they're running to midnight, to where they have more hours for you to try to get home. Some bus services got discontinued, which I don't like. Some bus services got shortened, to where now it's harder to get transportation in that area, So I give it a 4, maybe a 5, because there are some good things about it. There are some bad things about it that I don't like. But let me know what you think about it. Email me, roundtable00 at yahoo.com. Don't forget to comment also at the bottom of this page. If you do have something similar in your neighborhood or in your city or in your state where they did something like this, where they did an overall transportation change and it affected you or it affected any of your friends or family members or it affected your community, let me know because I want to hear about it because I'm quite sure there are a lot of transportation systems throughout the country that have their overall system changes to where it affected a lot of people and a lot of people are satisfied or dissatisfied about the service because I know a lot of people here are dissatisfied about the service and really you can say a lot or speak up but it doesn't really get you nowhere. And this is why community hearings and community meetings are important. They're very important. So email me roundtable00 at yahoo.com. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page. I thank you for watching this episode. This is the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, stay hydrated. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.